everyone. This is Callie Teagarden. Welcome to our Promptings webinar tonight. I am so excited you are here to learn more about Promptings. I have to tell you, I learned about this company back in 2009. I was looking for a simple way to stay in touch with my clients, to be able to reach out to them with birthday thank you and holiday cards. What this system gave me was a way to connect with people, but even more, a way to connect with my purpose. But before I get ahead of myself tonight, I want you guys to hear from our founder and chief visionary officer, Mr. Cody Bateman, about why he started Promptings and the best way to act on your promptings. So here goes. Cody, take it away.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cody Bateman. I'm the founder of the Promptings movement. Appreciate you being with us tonight. I want to share with you a couple of stories. One is how this whole thing started in the first place and what our mission is and what we plan to do to change this world of ours by helping millions of people act on their promptings. We hope that you're one of them. So it all started back in 1989. I accepted a job offer. I just graduated from college and accepted a job offer to work for an ad agency in New York City. So when we accepted that job, we packed up all of our belongings. I was newly married at the time, had a little baby girl. We packed up all of our belongings, put it in a U-Haul truck. We were driving this little car of ours in front of the U-Haul truck. And we went over to my mom and dad's house to say bye to the family. So we said our goodbyes. And I remember coming out in the front of my parents' home, and we got into the car and we put little baby Whitney in her car seat, and Jody got into the passenger side, and I went to get into the car. And as I went to get in, I looked over in a lot adjacent to my parents' home. My older brother, Chris, was moving some vehicles around in this lot. And at that moment, I had what I call a prompting, an intuitive thought that I needed to stop what I was doing, go over to my brother, give him a hug, tell him I love him, and say goodbye. That was the prompting. And we were in a hurry. There were people waiting for us. There was another couple that was moving with us that was driving the U-Haul truck. And we all needed to leave. And so what do you think happened? I ignored the prompting. I remember getting in the car and driving away, and I honked and waved at my brother as we drove off, and he waved back at me. I'll never forget the look on his face. And we drove away, and we drove all the way across the country, moved into our new home in New York City area. And a couple of months went by and everything was going well until one night I got a phone call about 2:00 in the morning. And my mother was on the other end of that line, and she tearfully let me know that my brother Chris had just been killed in an accident. Now, that was devastating news. In fact, I remember when I got that news, the first thing I thought of is that I had this prompting that I needed to say bye to him, and I ignored it. So at that very moment, I made a promise to my brother Chris, to myself and to my brother Chris. I said to him, I said, I'm sorry, brother, that I ignored that prompting. And I promise you that when I have promptings to reach out in kindness to others, I will act. And I'll do all I can to help as many people as I can do the same thing. That was in 1989, excuse me. That's when this whole thing started. That was the dream that was put into my mind at that moment. And everything I did from that day forward was to figure out how to deliver the promise. I needed to act on my promptings. I needed to help other people act on their promptings. Now, keep in mind, this is a long time ago. This is in 1989. It was even pre-internet days. We didn't even have the internet back then. So the concept and idea that I had was I had to find a way to help people act on their promptings. And I knew that for myself, the way for me to express myself, my appreciation, my kindness to others, it was a lot easier for me to write those things. Like if I wrote somebody a message in a card, it was a lot easier for me to express myself in a card than it was verbally. So I figured early on that whatever I did, it was going to have something to do with greeting cards, because a greeting card was a simple way for me to act on a prompting. If I had a prompting to say thank you to somebody, I could quickly send them a card with the words of kindness in them. So I started doing all kinds of things pre-internet days to try to figure out how to do that. You can't even imagine the things that we tried to do, but this thing called the internet came along. And when the internet came along and I saw the possibilities of the internet, the light bulb went on that, man, if there was a way that you could send a real greeting card over the internet. So if I could call up the internet and pick a card and type in a message and click it, and somehow it went over the internet to a printer and the printer would print it and send it for me, man, that would be cool. So we went on a long journey to try to figure out how to do that. We actually pioneered the technology that calls for through the internet for variable print on demand on printers. Nobody had done that before us. And we did that back in 2001 and 2001 and 2. So we finally had created what I call a mechanism. We created a mechanism to help people act on their promptings. And what it was is the mechanism allowed me as a person to go onto the internet, onto the mechanism, and choose a greeting card and be able to type a message into the greeting card and then put in an address for that person and push the send button. And then over the internet, it would go to our printers. We would stuff it, stamp it, and mail it out for you. And we started doing this way back in 2002 was when we first started doing this over the internet. Nobody had done it before. So it was a powerful mechanism. In fact, once we had the mechanism to do this, I wanted to start changing my habits and other people's habits. The habit I wanted to create was I sent cards to people every single day. So one of the habits that I had was, is that the first person I thought of, I would send a card to. And I'm going to share a story about this card right here. So I got up one morning and my habit was first person that comes to mind. The first person that came to mind that day was a lady by the name of Pat Chase. She does the music at the church I went to. So I went to my mechanism that we had created. We had about, I don't know, maybe 100 saved greeting cards in there. And this was one of them. And it says beauty on the front. So I picked this card. It says beauty on the front. And inside it said things are beautiful if you love them. So I want you to watch the words that I wrote in this card to Pat Chase, who does the music at the church. So right from my computer over the internet, I typed these words. I said, Pat, just a quick note to let you know, I appreciate what you do for us at the church. You make music beautiful, and I'm a better person for it. Your friend, Cody. That's simple. And I clicked the send button, sent it off to her. Now I want to explain to you what happened when she received the card. A couple of weeks went by and I show up at church and she comes up to me and says, Cody, first of all, I want to thank you for this card you sent me. And I want to tell you what happened the day I received it. She says, I got up in the morning and I went into the front room of my house. I was going to pick up the receiver of the telephone, my intent was to call the leader of the church to let him know that I was no longer going to do the music at the church. She said, I don't remember a time when somebody thanked me for the service I provided. The only thing I got were complaints as to why I didn't play this music or that music. She says, and I was really frustrated. And so I was about to quit. She said, but something told me to go get the mail first. Now we know that that's called a prompting. She was prompted to go get the mail first. So she did. She hung up the receiver of the phone, did not make the phone call. She went out to her mailbox. The only piece of mail on a Thursday morning was this card. She opened up the envelope from her mailbox, read this card that you're looking at. She says, Cody, I want you to know that I was at my mailbox and I openly wept, she said. And I want you to know that when I went back in the house, I did not place the phone call. And I'm not going to place the phone call. I will keep doing the music of the church, and I will never, ever, ever forget you for how you made me feel with that card. Thank you very much. That's the power of acting on promptings. Now, we've come a long ways since then. Our job now is to help millions of people act on their promptings every single day. A big thing that we tell people is to send heartfelt messages of kindness, just like the story I just shared with you. We have thousands of people all over the world that are doing this. They're sending heartfelt messages of kindness to people. Now, you don't think that can change the world? It's changing the world. Millions of promptings have been acted upon, and we're just barely getting started. But here's the beauty of it. When you send these messages of kindness, there's amazing positive energy that comes back to you, the sender. And when that energy comes back to you, the sender, it really taps into who you are and what you're meant to do as a person. It's an amazing feeling to have. All you got to do is send kindness to people every day. It creates appreciation energy, and you begin to appreciate who you are as a human being. So we ended up creating a mechanism that really connects you with two key things. And we call that the promptings process. And the promptings process allows you to connect with people on the right side of the screen and with purpose on the left side of the screen. And that's what this is. So when you send out kindness to others, you're connecting with people all the time. You know, we've become the best relationship marketing tool in the world today because of this, because a lot of businesses use us to follow up with their clients or customers. But what we teach is to send heartfelt messages to them. There's system cards that will do it automatically too. But the best way to create genuine human connection is these heartfelt messages. So over the years, we became the best relationship marketing tool on the planet because we had a way for you to act on promptings and appreciate people that you did business with. So that's just one example of how this promptings process connects you with people. But guess what? It also connects you with purpose, because that energy is coming back to you as a person. It ignites your inner voice that tells you who you are as a person, that connects you with your purpose. Okay, it brings up that whole new energy of who you are as a person. And we have since created all kinds of tools and different things to help you to nourish that inner voice, to nourish those inner promptings. Some of the best personal development programs on the market today come from promptings, because we have ways to teach you to use this process, this mechanism, to initiate positive law of attraction principles in your life. It's an amazing thing. So if you utilize this, if you use the mechanism to reach out to others, you can use the same mechanism to reach to yourself. What it does is creates a pathway to prosperity for you. That's where we've come. We started it just to send cards to people, but it ended up being what you have on this screen today. Now, I'm going to turn the time back to our host. We have numerous people that are going to share their stories with you tonight of how the mechanism and how the process has transformed their life. Thank you for spending the time with me tonight, and you're in good hands with our host and with some amazing people that act on their promptings every day. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Cody. So glad you were able to share that with all of our listeners and viewers tonight. You guys, when I found the system, I had mentioned I was looking for a way to send birthday, thank you, and holidays cards to my client. Cody talked about those system cards, right? Create a card once, send it out to an entire group of people. That's what I was looking for. But what I was blown away by was the heartfelt prompting cards. And when I put that into my life, it was amazing, the relationships I've been able to build, both personally and professionally, what it did to take me from here to here, right? Building on those promptings, listening to that inner voice. And the more I listened, the more I sent cards, the more I was seeing the other side of the loop and getting those promptings of who I am. When I found this system, I was lost, I was stuck. I was in a bad marriage. I had lost my inner voice. And by reaching out into kindness and sending those prompting cards, I was connecting with my purpose to inspire freedom and mentor people to live their great life. This is an amazing system that does connect you with people and purpose. Now, I want to bring on, we've got two amazing guests tonight. I would like to bring on our first guest, Amberly Shreve. I've known Amberly for maybe just a little over a year. You guys, She just makes you smile every time you see her. She's got the biggest heart, an amazing woman, doing great things here at Promptings as well. So Amberly, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm excited for you to share your stories with everyone on how you are acting on your promptings and reaching out to others.
Callie, thank you. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here tonight with everyone. And I brought 2 cards along tonight. So the first card that I am going to share with you is actually a card that my husband and I made for a subcontractor of his. My parents had a patio, and my mom actually ended up falling, and my husband made an immediate phone call to his subcontractor, and Brian came out, he brought his team, and they repaired and replaced this entire patio to provide a safe place for my parents to be able to enjoy and go out and feed the squirrels and enjoy their day. And when we made this card, Brian contacted my husband. He had never received a thank you card for any projects that he has ever completed. And it was so heartfelt and touching to hear from him, and his response and his appreciation to both my husband and myself to be able to think of him and be able to leave footprints on his heart. And I was so grateful to be able to give him that experience, because that is what we do. The impact of these cards, and to be able to appreciate others on such a personal, beautiful level is unmeasurable. So the next card that I'm going to share with you is, this is a very lovely, dear friend of mine and my neighbor, Lauren. She had suffered several losses and several traumatic events, all in a very short period of time. So putting this card together for her and allowing her to feel seen and heard and held in such a special place, I just wanted her to know how much that I loved her. And she called me up crying, of course, and just sharing with her that it meant so much to her that I took the time to put something like this together so that she could feel my presence. And I am so grateful for what we are able to do here within Promptings, to leave footprints on people's hearts and to be able to change their experience through relationships and through love and kindness. And I thank you all so much for allowing me to share with you this evening.
Thank you, Amberly, for sharing those stories. That is amazing. And I love that, you were able to reach out to someone who did work for your parents to say thank you. That's unheard of, right? We don't hear a lot. Thank you. We hear when we do a bad job and not a good job. So be able to do that. And then to reach out to your neighbor. We've all had rough times in life, but to know that we have a friend and someone we can lean on and have that tangible touch is just amazing.
Absolutely.
So thank you for sharing those stories. I'm so glad you joined me on here.
Thank you kindly. Appreciate you having me.
Yep. Our next guest is Max Fleischer out of Miami. I've known Max now several years. Anytime I talk to Max, he just brings a smile to my face. He's got a contagious energy. Max, I know that you had said to me yesterday when we chat, this is your therapy.
It is. Years ago, I always remember from one of the trainings, Cody said, if you send 3 cards a day, there is no way you can feel bad. So I put that to the test. And now I always send 3 cards in the morning, and it's better than therapy. For $97 a month, I'm happy. Which for me, it's something crazy, because I'm always was a very purpose person. I don't do things without meaning. But now I send cards for no reason sometimes. But I brought 2 cards. This one, Lauren is my friend and Trish is her wife. The thing is, they are event planners. And I showed Lawrence how to send cards with our mechanism maybe a year ago. And she liked it, but she didn't sign up. And in one of those mornings, when I don't know who to send cards to, I go to my phone, I go on Facebook. She posted this picture. It was their wedding anniversary. So everybody was commenting on Facebook, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. And I go, this is my chance. So I sent her this card with a couple of brownies. I knew nobody would be doing that. Everybody comments on digital format. Nobody comments in a way that you can touch, and with the brownies, you can flavor them. The thing is, she called me back and said, I have to sign up on this thing for my business. So it's one of those things that made me happy. I got a client. Now she sends me recordings of the people that she sends cards to. So pretty much fulfills the mission of promoting happiness, the practice of gratitude, and those things. So this was a good card that grew my business. The other card, though, is one of those things, as you can see, maybe on my background, I'm a tennis player, I'm on the tennis court all the time. And these are two friends of mine. One is a realtor, and the other is has a jewelry store. One is my client, the other isn't. But I stopped talking to them about sending cards and all that. They will join eventually. The thing is, they posted this picture on Facebook, and for some reason, before that, I was reading something, and the other picture of Bjorn Borg and Jimmy Connors, great stars from the late 70s and 80s, when I was a player. So I sent them this card with that comment on the back, spot the difference. And they both liked it. And now every time we connect and we go out for, friends, no business, they always talk about this card. So my name comes up about what I do. And that's a fun thing to do. Like the product represents me. And I'm happy with it, make some money with it, nothing wrong with it. So happy to be here and share these stories with you.
I love that, Max. And I love that, right? The brownies are amazing. And no matter what business you're in, if you're in in our business, or if you're a real estate agent, coach, insurance agent, any type of business, event planners like your friends, right? This system allows you to stay top of mind with the people that you're trying to connect with, especially by sending those heartfelt prompting cards, because those are unique. It's unique to them. I love the one of the tennis. It's just funny. And then great way to celebrate those the two ladies' anniversary. You're right. Everyone just comments digitally. That goes away. But I imagine they still have that card sitting somewhere in their home.
They have the card. The brownies are gone, though.
They are. So thank you so much for coming on tonight and sharing your stories. You guys, that is what this system does. It helps you stay top of mind by reaching out in kindness, appreciating others, making them important and feeling important, right? People do business with people they know, like, trust, and remember. This is an amazing system to help you do that, build the relationships, make other people matter. So I want to share with you guys how you can get started using this amazing system. We have a couple different ways to get started. So let me share that with you. We're going to talk about our heartfelt prompting cards. One way to get started is our $37 a month heartfelt subscription. This gives you 20 heartfelt cards per month. Great way to get started. Try the system. 20 heartfelt cards per month, stamps included, anywhere in the world for just $37 a month. Plus you get our full send out cards system. If you've loved what you hear tonight and you're like, you know what, I love what Max said about therapy. I could see myself sending 3 cards a day. Well, you may be interested in our unlimited heartfelt card sending, stamps included anywhere in the world. No matter if you send 1, 3, 5, 7, 10 of those unlimited heartfelt card sendings a day, it's $97 a month. You guys, 3 cards a day, that's like $1 a card, and that's stamp included. It is unheard of. We believe in our promptings mechanism so much that we offer that unlimited heartfelt card sending. Now, I had talked about our promptings process package. Cody had talked about that, about being able to connect with people and purpose to put you on a pathway to prosperity. I love this package. It is a $497 one-time fee that gives you everything to get started. It gives you your first month in there of your unlimited heartfelt card sending. It's just $97 a month thereafter. It gives you 100 system cards. That's what I mentioned that attracted me at first into this, where you can set up drip campaigns and reach out to people. It gives you a virtual assistant to help you get your system set up and add your contacts. It gives you our lowest price on gifts included in that 97 unlimited. It gives you 3 tickets for each of our prompting seminars this year. That is an amazing personal development where you really start connecting with who you are and who you want to be. It gives you a relationship marketing virtual course, the Promptings Way to Relationship Marketing. If you're in business, amazing course to help you build your relationships and grow your business. And it also gives you a promptings coach. So someone there that is there to help you get this all going. Now, these are amazing packages. You may have questions on these packages. Please get back with the person who invited you onto this webinar. They can answer all your questions. We would love for you to join us. I also mentioned, you might have noticed, Max was talking about sharing this with others. We do have affiliate positions and coach positions. So if you've got questions on that, again, get back with the person who invited you. We would love for you to join us. So get with them, get started today, and please let me be the very first person to welcome you to Promptings. Thanks, everyone. Good night. Have a great one. Bye now.